I've been to so many operation theatres, but there is only one doctor there. In this room, to face so many doctors, I'm slightly tense. But it feels wonderful to be in this room with so many doctors around, and even better when you have one at home. When I heard about this function, I was really excited. I met many familiar faces. Some of them have treated me. Some of them have been real good friends. And it's always nice to catch up when it's not in operation theatre. With this POSICON conference, I remember making my debut in 1989 when I was just 16. But unfortunately, I think it started 4 years after that. I'm mentioning this because I was still eligible for the pediatric orthopedic surgeons to treat me. When I played for India, I was only 16, so 2 years to go by. Well, here I am in front of you. In the 24 years that I've played for India, there were a number of injuries that I had. And I can actually be a case study here for sports injuries. And I'm wondering whether Dr. Rujita called me here as a chief guest, maybe because of that. But I think, Dr. Rujita and I must call my wife Dr. Anjali here. Been really, really good friends for a long time now. And they studied together for 5 years. Anjali fondly talks about Dr. Rujita. And she also went to the extent of telling me that, my roll number was 98 and Rujita's was 99, and both ended up doing really well. So jokingly, I used to ask her, "Kaun kiska copy kar raha tha exams mein?" But when we were discussing about this conference some time ago, and Dr. Rujita asked me whether I'd be able to attend this gathering this evening, and while all that was happening, she also said, "Would you be able to speak, something on excellence? Share one experience, whatever." And I said, all these senior doctors around, what will I share? If at all I have to speak on excellence, it has to do with sports and better be not in medicine. Even though my wife happens to be a doctor, 50% knowledge is always dangerous. I think according to me, there are key ingredients when it comes to excellence. I think the first and the most important thing is your mindset, and to work on your game. I mean, being a sportsman, something which comes naturally to me is the game. I think it's an ongoing process. Every time you wake up in the morning, there is something new to work on. And when I was preparing myself during any tournament, it was the passion which took charge. And then it allowed me to work as hard as I wanted to work without looking at the clock. I think one shouldn't be satisfied with what you've achieved. It's good to be happy, but I've always felt that the moment you are satisfied, that is the beginning of your downfall. And this I learned from my brother Ajit, who guided me along with Acharya sir. And the unwritten mantra at home was, if I had done well, very well done, he would offer sweets to God. and say thank you very much for whatever you've done for me in my cricket. But the mantra was, let the rest of the world talk about the last match, we think about the next match. And it was all about preparation. To me, preparation became really important, and result was never guaranteed, but the preparation was. I felt if I was failing to prepare, then I was possibly preparing myself to fail. And I made sure that all the boxes were ticked before I got into a big game. That allowed me to feel in that space, in that zone, where I ideally wanted to be before a game. Talking about my experience with our coach, Gary Preston, who was fantastic. I really gelled well with him, and we understood each other. But I still remember the first match where Gary joined us. It was in Australia, way back in 2007-2008 tour. And in Perth, I was really batting well. And I got out to Brentley. Gary had a chat with me, and we went off to Adelaide after that. And Gary started giving me practice, which was really hard. Pushed me to the limit. And that's when I told Gary, I think I need to go back to the basics. Along with something which was really challenging at times was to learn the newer techniques of playing new shots. Newer versions were introduced. And along with that, how do you strike balance between the latest things happening around you and the basics? And I felt in that particular match, I lacked basics. So I think it is really important when you've constructed a solid foundation, not to forget that while constructing whatever you want to construct on that, not to forget the foundation, the basics. And I told Gary that Brentley has got me out like this. We need to practice in a particular way where I go back to ABCD of cricket. That's what he was surprised with. He said, why would you practice like this? Brentley is going to come and bowl at 150 kilometers an hour. You are making me bowl at 130. I mean, this is too easy. And I told him it is not about the speed. It is about my positioning. It is about going back to basics where we say, play in that V, where if you keep playing straight, you are safe. And I did that for 2 days before the test match. And I told him, I'm willing to challenge him when Brentley comes to bowl. The first ball he's going to bowl me is this ball. Because he's got me out in the previous game, he's going to test me with that particular delivery early on. And when Brentley started bowling to me, the first ball Brentley bowls is the same ball that I was practicing for 2 days. And fortunately, I played straight back for a boundary. And I looked at the dressing room, thoda sheepish smile, and I said, bola tha na, yahi karega. So it kind of worked, but I think, that's why I felt that going back to basics and having that flexibility, acceptability is really, really important, which will produce decent results if you follow those things. I think in today's day and age, the generation is more and more conscious of diet, fitness, and I completely realize that the need for sports medicine is growing at a rapid pace in India. When someone gets injured, they kind of know. But when some time ago, that is possibly 20 years ago, when I got injured, I had my sesamoid bone injury. Suddenly, the whole of India was searching on the net, कि sesamoid bone क्या होता है? Also, when my tennis elbow injury was there, many guys they didn't know. And they ended up telling me, यहाँ वहाँ से थोड़ा सुनने मिलता था कि इसको टेनिस खेलने की क्या जरूरत थी. So I think when it comes to spreading this message about sports injuries, I think I've had a fair bit of share in that because whenever I got injured, the whole country took notice of that and started praying for me. कि भाई इसका टेनिस को ठीक होने दो, whatever. And I got back in action. But that wouldn't have happened without the help from the doctors, the physios. I've come across the best of surgeons, and without their guidance, I wouldn't have been playing. And today, I think our newer generation is following this routine where you wake up, you decide, okay, what to eat at what time. They're very particular about all these things. They've realized that fitness is the most important thing, whether you want to be a successful lawyer or a successful doctor or an engineer or a sports person, obviously. And when it comes to sports, I think our country has done really, really well, and we are going in a direction where we can look back and say, yes, we've been able to achieve something. We're feeling extremely proud of our sports personalities, not just for having performed the way they have, but also motivating youngsters. I think children today are looking up to them and they aspire to be them. The best part is the parents are comfortable with their children having a career in sports. So India is moving in a direction where if you are going to produce and encourage more and more children to play sport, you're going to have some injuries. Because when you go out, you push yourself, you are bound to hurt yourself. And for that, you need doctors. And when it comes to pediatric orthopedic surgeries, I think I can clearly give a loud and clear message to all the children in India that go out, be fearless, give your best, because there are doctors who will put you back to the best of life and allow you to do what you love the most. Today, I'm extremely honored to be here amongst all of you. And yes, I know I never got treated by a pediatrician, but there were a number of doctors who've helped me along the way in my career. So this is the right platform to thank all of you and to say that, I hope I only catch up with you outside of hospitals. Thank you so very much once again for that.